So what if I told you there's a powerful health secret that's totally free, accessible to almost everyone, and it's literally right under our feet? We're talking about a direct connection to the earth that might just fundamentally change how we think about our health.
It sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? Could something as simple as taking off your shoes really improve your blood flow? Well, a really fascinating body of research is suggesting that the answer is a big, resounding yes. So today, we're going to dig into the science behind why kicking off your shoes could be one of the best things you do for your heart. All right, so to really appreciate the solution, we've got to understand the problem first. And a huge, often overlooked issue in modern health is something called blood viscosity. You can just think of it as sticky blood. And the stakes here are incredibly high. Cardiovascular disease isn't just some small issue. It's a leading cause of death across the entire globe. We hear a lot about things like cholesterol and blood pressure, right? But this stickiness of our blood is a massive factor that plays into everything from high blood pressure to heart attacks.
Think about it this way. Is your blood flowing smoothly like water? Or is it thick and slow, more like ketchup? See, when your blood gets too thick and sticky, it's way harder for your heart to pump it around your body. Plus, the blood cells themselves start to clump together, and that can lead to some serious traffic jams and blockages.
What's so cool is that our bodies already have a built-in system to prevent this. Our red blood cells are naturally designed with a negative electrical charge on their surface. It works kind of like trying to push two same-sided magnets together. They naturally repel each other. This charge keeps the cells separated and flowing freely. And in scientific terms, this is called the zeta potential. So, if a weak charge lets our cells get all clumped up, the next logical question is, how can we recharge them? And this brings us to the core idea of this whole explainer, the science of grounding. Earthing, or grounding, is exactly what it sounds like. It's about connecting your body directly to the surface of the Earth. You see, our planet is basically a giant reservoir of free electrons, which gives its surface a natural negative charge.
So, how does this all work? It's actually beautifully simple. First, you've got the Earth with its negative charge. Second, our bodies happen to be fantastic conductors of electricity. So when we make direct contact, like walking barefoot on the grass, our body's electrical state basically syncs up with the Earth's. This allows all those free electrons to flow from the ground right into our bodies. And that can change the electrical properties of our cells.
And that's where we circle right back to that zeta potential we talked about. The whole theory is that by soaking up the Earth's free electrons, we're giving that negative charge on our red blood cells a major boost. A higher zeta potential means the cells repel each other more strongly. And what does that mean? Less clumping and much, much smoother blood flow.
Now, that all sounds amazing in theory, but where's the proof, right? Well, let's take a look at a really eye-opening study that put this exact idea to the test.
So in this study, researchers simulated grounding right inside a lab. They took some healthy people and attached these conductive patches to the bottom of their feet. Those patches were then wired to a metal rod that was literally stuck in the earth outside. They took blood samples before and then again after a 2-hour grounding session. The results were, well, they were staggering. On average, after just 2 hours of being grounded, the zeta potential, that all-important negative charge on the red blood cells, increased by a factor of 2.7. Just let that sink in for a second. That's nearly a 3-fold increase in the cell's repulsive charge in just 2 hours. That is a huge biological shift.
And the visual evidence is just, wow. The pictures say it all. Before grounding, you can see the red blood cells are all bunched up, forming these thick, sludgy clumps. But after just those 2 hours, it's a night and day difference. There's a dramatic reduction in all that clumping. The cells are separated and they're moving around much more freely.
And the numbers tell the exact same story. Look at this. The number of single free-flowing cells jumped way up, from about 27% to over 43%. And maybe even more important, the number of those big, chunky clumps, it was cut by more than half. Grounding was literally breaking up the traffic jams in their bloodstreams in real time.
Now, as amazing as these effects on blood are, the research is starting to show that the benefits don't just stop there. It seems that grounding has a much broader, more holistic effect on our bodies.
Yeah, it's not just about blood flow. Other studies are linking grounding to a whole range of other positive health outcomes. We're talking about things like better sleep, because it helps normalize the rhythm of our main stress hormone, cortisol. Researchers have also seen big reductions in chronic pain and inflammation. It even seems to calm our nervous system down, which helps with stress relief and improves something called heart rate variability, a really key marker for heart health and our ability to handle stress.
Okay, so the science is pretty compelling. But what does this actually mean for you in your everyday life? How can you put this into practice?
Well, the best part is you don't need any special patches or wires. The oldest, simplest, and probably most effective way to ground yourself is just to take off your shoes and socks and let your skin touch the earth. So, how do you get started? It's super simple. Find a patch of grass in a local park, go for a walk on a sandy beach, or even just stand on the bare soil in your backyard. Now, the real key here is consistency. To really tap into these benefits, you want to aim to make this a daily practice. And of course, be smart about it. Safety first. Always look where you're stepping. And if you're not used to walking barefoot, start slow. Maybe just 10 or 15 minutes a day to let your feet get used to it.
And this all leaves us with a really big, thought-provoking question. We spend most of our lives wearing rubber-soled shoes, walking on insulated floors, living in insulated homes. We are almost completely disconnected from the very ground that our species evolved on for millions of years. What other subtle, profound health benefits have we lost by severing that natural electrical connection? Maybe it's time we all kicked off our shoes and found out for ourselves.